let's iterate the value of those coordinates back through. That should remove exterior lag. Excellent. Hey kids, Jonathan Drubner. Welcome back to another episode of Gametrotting. Today, we demystify development, parentheses, of games, meaning making video games isn't that hard. Anyone can develop them. You, me, you just gotta have the right tools. 1, safety gear, protective helmet. 2, party bulbs. Games are in color. Level design, think this is gonna help. Wrench, not to be confused with screwdriver. Screwdriver, not to be confused with wrench. And rope. Looks like we're about to cook something up, no? But I'll tell you what, there's other people who have other good advice for you. Let's check in with them. I'll see you back here in a few. We're gonna need more rope. It's a big game.
People really that don't work in the industry, no idea how difficult it is to bring all the pieces together.
You need 50 to 70 to 100, sometimes 200 people.
You set out with a plan.
Trying to move 70 or 80 people at the same time in the same direction.
You can't make a game without all of these different people.
These are human beings, so they're not always right, and so you have to make a lot of decisions along the way.
What the game is going to look like, what game modes you're going to have.
New features and better ways to do things and balance the game better.
Deliver things when they need to be delivered, stay on schedule.
The challenge is precisely that it never stops.
Oh, hold the work, take a break, come back fresh. These levels ain't gonna design themselves, huh? You know, the process of making games is still shrouded in mystery for most people. To pull it off, you gotta combine the unique talents of writers, designers, artists, producers, testers, and Programmers. Yeah, that's right, Jimmy. New kid, but good. Tell you this though, it takes a lot more than quality people to pull it off. It takes passion. And the right color helmet. I think we're good.
That's what I love about the game industry is people are really passionate about it. It's not just a job.
Because it will engulf your life.
Every single person on the team has game design ideas, and they're there because they want to make a great game, and you know, otherwise they'd be working in a bank, programming and probably making more money.
It's truly a multidisciplinary project.
The principal leaders behind a video game project are the executive producer.
Well, my role is producer, which changes a little bit in definition based on which company you're working with. But basically, I'm in charge of all SKUs of Assassin's Creed.
The art director who's in charge of the art vision.
Brings all the visual elements together, make sure it's cohesive.
And the programming side, the programming director who is in charge of making sure that their engineers are aware of everything they need to do.
You need more than just a blueprint to make a game. You need a process. So let's take a look at that process, starting at square 2. Start at square 1. Damn it.
Well, every game goes through different phases of development. So first there's conception, then there's pre-production, then there's production. And you focus on very different things in each stage.
The very first thing that you work on is the concept. What kind of game you're gonna make. You have to lay out exactly from beginning to end what you're gonna do to achieve that goal of making that game.
So conception is really the fun, brainstormy, portion where it's all blue skies, you know, and everyone's like watching movies and playing games and having a lot of brainstorms, and it's a very small team, and you think of all the cool stuff that you want to do, and then you finish conception by usually making a couple of prototypes and some fake game footage, which is a movie that shows you, that kind of illustrates the vision and what you want to achieve in the real game.
So conception and then pre-production.
In pre-production, you're kind of proving that you can actually do what you thought you could do. So what you're trying to do is build a vertical slice. So build, you know, it can be one mission, it can be, you know, a combination of little parts of each mission that show all the different gameplay. But basically you want to prove that everything that you want to deliver in the final game, you're at least able to do once. And then you also start ramping up the team a little bit, and it gets to be a little bit bigger.
First thing is working with your programmers and your artists, assessing out the design. So we sit in groups and say, okay, here's what we want to do, and then someone writes it down and say, here's the design.
Basically, everything about the game that we're about to build is laid out.
You start to focus a lot on hiring and you know, making sure that you're focusing on the right risks and making those kinds of trade-offs of what you do first. You know, if you're not sure if this gameplay is going to be fun, you want to make sure that that's part of your vertical slice.
Every single game that's ever been made has features that were cut because there wasn't enough time.
Nothing worse than going into a guy's office who's worked on something for 6 months and knowing that he's got like another 6 months that he needs to do to get it to where it needs to be, just to ship it, and saying, sorry dude, not this year.